welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley, and it's our Bravo Day, so we're very excited to talk about the Valley, and we're also going to talk about the premiere of Real Housewives of Miami. It just premiered last night. Super spicy episode to start with, but I think we'll start with the Valley, right?
Yeah, let's start with the Valley. We finally, I feel like we're getting somewhere with the Valley. If Jax is getting out of rehab soon, so yeah. Brittany officially filed for a divorce. Like, there's so much happening. I'm over the ring storyline. Like, girl, okay, we get it. Jason, you don't take off your ring. We get it. Like, let's stop. I feel like that one is just like dragging. And I also feel like they just need to bring Sheena in as a main cast member at this point. Like,
I know, right? Every time there's some story that needs to be pushed, it's always Sheena. Sheena texted it. Sheena told me this. Like, she's always at the center of the mayhem. So she is a necessary part of these shows. She doesn't mind like looking like well, it's not that she's a bad friend. It's just that she tries to be friends to everyone, which makes her friends to nobody, which is good for these kind of shows. There's no loyalty. So I feel like this episode really needed like a big scary countdown of Jax getting out of rehab, because they kept being like, okay, he's getting out tomorrow, he's getting out in the morning. Like, the whole episode was this like sense of dread towards Jax escaping rehab. So
yeah, and it seems like nobody likes him. I mean, the guys, I guess, but like everyone is like very anti Jax. It's so funny to me, like, to see the dynamic of like Jax talking to the camera, like, I hope everyone can see how much I've grown. And like, is he thinking that Brittany is like not telling the camera like how he's actually acting? Like, it's just so when all those scenes come on, I just be like, you are so fake. Like, I just hope everyone can see like I have just grown so much and I'm trying. And he's like, you bitch.
I saw a clip of him on the after show last night, like after the episode, or Tuesday night, and he was like, the person, whoever was conducting the questions, was like, so you were watching Brittany through the cameras, you texted the producer, like, I can see what you're doing, childish behavior. And he was still trying, he's like, oh, I don't remember that. If you say it, I guess it happened. Like, he was denying what literally is on the episode of the show, like in real time. It was crazy. So
does he not watch them back? Like, is he not watching them back?
I think they did film the after show before it aired. So, I mean, that just proves right there, like, how much he will lie. Like, he doesn't think that was on camera, so he is lying. Until he's confronted with the proof of, like, this is on video, he's still going to try to be like, no, I don't think that happened. That wasn't how it went down. So, yeah, he's not changed at all. Like, it's been a year now since he went to rehab, and, like, Brittany keeps saying, like, I don't think he's sober. I don't think he's changed, and he keeps showing that because his after-show behavior is exactly how he was acting last summer. So he hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, it's honestly scary that like that she was able to like deal with this and put up with this for so long. So I think in this episode we finally see her like officially like start to are they divorced now? Are they like officially divorced? I know divorces can take a long time.
Yeah. So Brittany filed on August 27th last year. So I don't know, is that a law in California? It has to be like a year from filing?
I don't think so. I just know that when you have assets involved, it could take a long time to like officially get divorced.
And I feel like probably they're trying to like leave it as a storyline for this season of the Valley, because that starts filming usually in about 2 weeks from now. So I'm sure they will want to do like a divorce party or something like that. So not that they have all that control over the law and the courts and everything, but if they could make it line up, I'm sure they will. Did you hear Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval are currently in talks to start filming?
No. Filming what?
The Valley, season 3. So like in a couple of weeks when they start, they're trying to get them on the cast now. So
like permanently?
Yeah, like as cast members.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like just going to turn into like a terrible man show. Jax and the Toms are back together, which is crazy. Not that Schwartz is terrible, but
doesn't Tom and Jax like hate each other? Like they are frenemies.
They are, which I'm sure. I think what everyone has been asking for is someone who can kind of come in and put Jax in his place a little bit. Like we see Jason in this episode being like, I'm scared to do the Brits thing because of Jax, and
Jason I think they really want Like he's a straight like, oh my God, he is such a PUSSY. Like he's got no freaking backbone. Like, my God, grow a pair. Grow a pair.
No. Like, he started out as like one of my favorites, and this whole season has just gone downhill, and now I'm like, I can't really handle him. I don't know what kind of lawyer he is. Like, it's giving like tax lawyer or something.
It's giving like contract lawyer.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not picturing him in like a courtroom, like defending anyone, because yeah, I mean, maybe puts that all out in his job, so he's being passive here. Also, because it might affect his career if he was like this aggressive guy on TV, but yeah, he's very passive. So I think the thought behind bringing Sandoval on is that they want someone who's gonna sort of call Jax out a lot, but he's also not that great. So are they just
really
are they really
don't
gonna
like him? Do you think that people will want to see Sandoval on TV? Like people were like outraged about his affair. Like I've never seen anything like it. Like people were outraged. Like
I think people, this is where they might be making a mistake, is that people did kind of give him a chance on Traitors, right? And they were like starting to come around on him. And I mean, I still don't like him, but he was entertaining on that show. But it's because we were like laughing at him and he was embarrassing himself or he didn't care either way. I don't think anyone wants to see him on another like show where it's his relationship and how he treats, people. And I don't know if that's something people want to see him in. I think we're okay to see him in like these competition style shows, but I don't know if we want him back on a Valley type show. But he does have a very tumultuous relationship though, so that's obviously great for the show.
He does. So he's currently in a relationship with somebody, and it's like a lot going. Like, don't tell me more.
Yeah, there's so much drama with them. I mean, there was a whole thing when he was filming The Traitors last year. Billie Lee, you remember her from Vanderpump Rules? So they had a big fight. Like they had a falling out, and she called them out. It's basically saying they do a lot of drugs. They fight all the time. They're blocking each other. They're making up the next day. They're just very up and down. So he recently went. Her name's Victoria, and they went on the Viall Files like a month ago, I want to say. So check that out. That'll give you more information. But they according to their friends and sources around them, it's very up and down relationship. I know that when they very first started dating was the night that I went to Schwartz and Sandy's, and Sandoval was there, and he spent a lot of the night in the corner on the phone, sort of like it seemed like fighting with a girlfriend type thing, like you come down here and I don't want to come down there. Like it seemed tumultuous then, and they were newly dating.
Okay.
And apparently that hasn't changed.
So the Valley's like, yeah, we need to get some of that drama, some of that tea, which, you know what? I think it definitely needs some spice because, like I said, like Brittany and Jax's divorce is kind of trying to carry this season on their back, and then Michelle and Jesse, which we haven't been seeing much of them the last few episodes. It's like everyone else is bringing nothing. Like to drag the Jason Ring storyline for what 3 episodes at this point is like to me like very ridiculous. Nia and Danny are bringing nothing, but I think we did see a bit of Dark Side Danny at the end of the episode. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have my thoughts, but let's go in order.
We'll go back to the start, but just on one more note with like Sandoval and Schwartz, I think because everyone else has kids on the show, and I think they're kind of realizing it takes it to a dark place, seeing all this fighting with people and their children there, whereas like Schwartz and Sandoval are still in that Peter Pan world of no kids, and like they're like out at the bars every night, and they're fighting with their girlfriend, and Schwartz is single. So I think they are wanting a little bit more of that, not lightheartedness. It's still drama, but it's not kids.
Tom Schwartz and Jax live in a condo next to each other. Does Sandoval still live in that house that he shared with Ariana?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Last I heard, they're still trying to sell it. It's a whole thing. So yeah, I think they're just wanting to get a little bit more of that like lighthearted stuff. Plus Kristen is obviously about to give birth any day now, so I'm not sure how involved she's going to be able to be in this season. So they kind of need someone to like take that place, I think.
They do. I do.
We'll see.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So speaking of Vanderpump Rules, this Valley episode started with Jenna making an appearance. Now, have you watched all of Vanderpump? I forget, or just
I watched everything except for season 10.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
do you remember when James cheated on Kristen with the Jenna? And that was the one, like, they left a party together, and then she took an Uber home at 6 in the morning. Kristen found it in the Uber receipts. Like, this
Yes.
is the same Jenna. So,
Wow.
yes. So,
Okay.
every time she's around, there's drama following. So,
Okay.
I did see Michelle was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said Aaron like hooked up with this girl a few times. It was never a thing. She was never his girlfriend, and Jesse's trying to make it a thing, like he keeps trying to do. So I like that they brought her in for a little bit of that like Vanderpump flashback, but apparently
Mm.
when it concerns Aaron, it wasn't really a relationship. So they keep talking
Okay.
about this guy that Michelle was dating for like a year that may or may not be Aaron. And I'm like, who else could it be? It must be him, right?
It has to be him. I mean, I don't think that they'll ever admit if it is him or not him, because then she'll
Mhm.
have to admit that she was cheating on her husband. Like, I don't, I mean, that I think that's one that they're just going to take to the grave. So,
Yeah. But
but
at
I
this
love that
point,
Jesse was trying to, like, oh, were you the guy? Were you the girl that she caught Aaron with? And when she popped up at his house at Super Bowl or whatever. But it's like, also,
yeah.
like, Jesse, if she was, like, how is that relevant to you at all?
Right?
Like, you
I know.
know?
Like, why is Jesse aware of all of Michelle's and Aaron's business like this? Like, he's
Because he's
very
obsessed with
involved.
her
Yeah.
and still very much in love with her. Like,
He
so.
is. So, was this your first time hearing the term scro talks? Because it was my first time hearing
Yes.
about
Why?
that.
I just don't understand why you would want Botox in your BALLS
Yeah.
to drop. You would think it would be to tighten them, to lift
Right?
them, not to make them
I,
drop. Like, that's weird.
yeah, obviously we don't have balls, so we don't know what it feels like, but I would never have imagined having them drooping was the
Well,
goal.
they
Like,
say
what?
that they droop when you age. So when you
Yeah.
age and they droop because they're saggy, and you actually don't want them to droop. So you would think that the
No.
Scrotox will help them stay tight.
Yeah. I
Ew.
I didn't really understand that. Like
I would
that must have
hate to
been
be that doctor.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna look up any before or after photos. I don't need to know that, but I'm like I'm still confused on what's happening and why that was a part of the storyline. So then Michelle and Lala had a little chat about what Michelle has been going through with her mom, which was really sad to hear. I'm glad that they put that in because I feel like people are confused when Michelle keeps talking about what she's going through is worse than Brittany. Everyone was kind of like, what do you mean? Like Jack seems worse than Jesse, and you have Aaron. So I think when she's speaking about like she's going through worse, she means the Jesse divorce and her mom dying.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it makes more sense now because at
Yeah.
first I was like, what? So yeah, that was hard. I know her mom has passed away since they
Oh, she
filmed it.
has.
Yeah, she did back in November, I think. I know, it was so
Oh
sad.
my God, I didn't know that she actually passed. Like,
Yeah,
it's like really sensitive to me because my dad passed away from cancer in
oh yeah.
2012. So whenever I see somebody like dealing with it as well, I'm like, I know that pain, and it's just
So
I feel
hard.
so sorry for her.
I know. It's so sad because we know probably so many people listening right now totally relate to. It's such a common thing now, but then even though it's so common, it's still so heartbreaking to when you have to deal with it like personally in your
Hmm.
family. So
Hmm.
I'm sure people appreciate her sharing it because they relate to her, but then yeah, it brings up bad memories for
Yeah.
people too. So we'll skip past that part so that we're not
Yeah.
making everybody
Yeah.
sad. But I
Yeah.
know, yeah, it's really sad that she was dealing with all that while filming this
While filming
crazy season.
and dealing with Jesse's stupid ass. Like,
I know. That's why I think people already were kind of turning on him. Not that he ever had that many fans, but people are really starting to see like what he was putting Michelle through and
yeah.
what I when she was on the Vial Files, I think I already mentioned this, but she said when her mom passed away, like she needed a day without their daughter there, and he was like, "No, like I'm already at my girlfriend's house." Like not very kind. So it
Oh,
was
and this is
shocking to
after
me.
his mom after her mom actually passed. Like, she just
Yeah, yeah.
needed a
This was
moment
like
to
in
cry and just not have to be present. That's so
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
not
sucks.
a good guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
sucks.
especially just like I said before, to be there for his daughter. If he doesn't care about Michelle, which we know he does, but if he didn't want to help her in any way, which is brutal, he could have at least been there for his daughter that lost her grandma. Like, that's so sad for her. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Jesse is losing points by the day now, seeing like what was really going on. So,
yeah, for sure.
Then we went to the dinner with Janet, Jason, Jasmine, and her girlfriend, and
This
yeah,
whole ring
this
talk.
storyline, yeah,
This
keeps
storyline
going.
is tired, but also I
Mm,
think in this, we saw. I'm sorry, my opinion, how fake Jasmine is. Like you now, all of a sudden, you didn't have a conversation with Kristen, and now I'm glad
hmm
they flashed back to where she's
Yeah.
saying out of her own mouth that she did tell Kristen, and now you're like, oh, we didn't believe it, we didn't believe it, and then now it's like, oh, I think Jason called her out for like, okay, regardless of this ring talk, like you seem to have a problem with my wife, which clearly she does because we hear her talking to the camera about how she doesn't
hmm
really fuck with Janet. And then in her face, she's like, oh, no, we all have a little Karen in us. Like, no, stand on what you said, stand on what you mean, and mean what you say. Just like, don't be fake. Because now, what, are you scared of Janet? Like, I think she said
Yeah.
that. Like, everybody is a little scared of Janet. Like, no, stand on what you said. You think she's a Karen. You don't fuck with her. She's messy. All things that are true, you know?
hmm Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was,
Yeah, she went so hard at her at the beach. Like she seemed like they had like real beef and there was gonna be like something else going down. Like Jasmine clearly had a huge problem with her. And now it's kinda like, no, it's no big deal, whatever. So
I love you guys. Oh, yeah. It was just so
yeah.
fake. It was just so fake.
Yeah, the scene at the beach now just feels really performative. Like it was just trying to get like a moment, which I don't think Jasmine has to do that. Like people will enjoy her story with her and her girlfriend, and like she could do other things besides these performative fights with Janet, who clearly is like a friend of hers. I think
I
that's
find her and
clear.
her girlfriend's relationship to be very mellow, very boring, very like, you know what I mean? So maybe she was looking for a moment, but it's like if you're going to look for
Yeah,
a moment, then at least stay with the moment. Like at least like
yeah, see it
carry
through.
it out. Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah, actually I do have a problem with you, Janet, and it's this. Like because her problems with Janet are valid. Like everything that
Mhm.
she said in her confessional about Janet is valid, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Janet and Jason, they're just getting, I mean, not that I'm trying to defend them ever, but it's just getting impossible. They get worse every episode. So I
yeah.
think people wouldn't really mind seeing Jasmine call her out. So I don't know why
Yeah.
she's backtracking. It's a
Backtracking.
little
Yeah,
strange. Yeah.
definitely backpedaling. So don't
So
respect
then,
that at all.
no, it's like stand on it. If you don't like Janet, that's fine. You got a lot of people agreeing with you, so you
Right.
can be strong in that opinion. No one's gonna care. But I guess if she's not speaking with Janet, maybe that doesn't leave a lot of room for her in the group. But she's still friends with Britt. I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
she needs to be friends with Janet. So
Yeah.
speaking of Britt, we saw her see a divorce lawyer. Hearing some of the things she said was shocking. Like, I know we're already kind of being like, okay, Brett, like, it's been 10 years, you know what Jax is about. But I didn't know all this stuff, like the taxes. They took $100,000 out of her bank,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because in the state of
financially.
California, like your husband's debt is your debt. So it's like they will garnish your wages when you
hmm
owe, the government. So I guess her wages got garnished. But yeah, it was surprising. We saw her have the little party where they're moving all of his stuff out. And then I guess I didn't realize that Jackson and Britt haven't really been married that long, like only since
No.
2019.
hmm
But obviously been together for a really long time. But yeah, super surprising that like
Yeah.
Jack seems to be having some financial issues.
Yeah, for her to like say, I'm gonna marry this man that cannot pay his taxes. You're trusting your whole life and your credit and your everything with this man. And now I'm thinking, because we all wondered, why is Jax even getting married to Brett? Like he didn't seem like the type to get married. But seeing this financial, like the 100 grand that got paid off, like now it's seeming like he was just using her almost to
Yeah.
get his taxes paid and yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. Even like accepting that he was going to pay the mortgage when she left. That should have been something she maybe double checked because I would not trust him with that.
Yeah. I think it's what's confusing to me is like obviously it's assumed that Brittany makes majority of her money or her income from
Mhm.
shows like Vanderpump. Like, I mean, what else does Brittany do? And not, no tea, no shade, but like, what else does she do besides like reality TV? So it's like, if that's where she's getting the bulk of her money, that's where Jax is getting the bulk of his money. You know what I mean? The podcast and reality TV, like, clearly he doesn't know how to budget.
No, like he doesn't, he doesn't have a real job, like one that would work outside of something like the Valley. And I think she gets bigger or better brand deals, like she did, I think, like Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, and I don't know what else, but she, I think, does a little bit better than him, probably just because in the female influencer space, there's just more things to do.
But also she's likable and Jax is not.
That
so
too.
that for brands, that's, you know, Brittany's always been a very likable character, even back in Vanderpump. So that's easier for a brand to attach themselves to than Jax. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Brand's gonna represent Jax like an anger management company. I don't know. You know?
I don't really understand these girls, like with Sheena too. Like Brock, he's fine, whatever now. But when she first met him, it's like he was this unemployed guy from Australia who ditched his 2 kids in another country, and it's like no money, I'm assuming. And what, like Sheena, she's kind of a big deal in the reality world. I'm sure she could have got a nice man with a good job and a lot of money.
Women just want to be loved. Like, that is like what's so sad is, like, I see it so much is that women just settle because they just want anyone, even if it's the wrong person. And I would rather be alone forever than to just settle for just anyone. And it seems like that's what Sheena, did with Brock. And now he's probably fine. But again, like, he's still a deadbeat in a sense. Like, I don't know if he has a relationship with those children, but you know what I mean? And it's like, I think for Brittany, Jax seemed like the catch, right? He's the one that's on TV. He's the one who is like, has this stardom or whatever. So it's like, to her, that seems, she's, comes from a small town. Like, I'm sure he seemed like a catch, but.
But yeah, it's like, I think it would have been smarter life decisions for these girls to find like good men, not on TV, but that's a whole other conversation. I guess we wouldn't be here watching these crazy shows if everybody made good life choices. So
right. Thank you for the bad life choices so that we
thanks for being messy
have something
for
to
us
talk
to
about.
Yeah. So hopefully with her next man, Britt chooses more wisely, but her picker might not be very good. We'll see.
Right.
So the last part of the show was Jax is turning into Britt. So I think Jason and Jesse were worried about Jax, but I don't think anyone else was, and I don't think that they should have been. Like, if he can't control himself and that was going to make him angry, like, I think Britt was right. Like, then he's not healed, he's not changed. So
right. And it's not like they took the sign down in the front. Like, they put little things that could be changed in 20 minutes back to everything. Like, it's
and it was
like,
just a silly
big
thing.
deal. It's just a silly thing. It was just, doing something to celebrate her. What did you think about Michelle, like, kind of being like, oh, they don't support me. I don't get this kind of support. Like, kind of like, I get it in one capacity, but like, making Britt's moment about like yourself. Like, what did you think of that? Because I was like,
I thought that was weird of her. Yeah, I think she has to realize, and it might not be fair, but because she technically did leave Jesse for another man, like she had Aaron already in the wings and there was overlap, right? Like, and that's fine. No one's really blaming her for leaving Jesse, but she had that man there right away. So that is like a support system. So I think people assume you're okay. Like, you don't really need this big, like, whereas Britt is trying desperately to extricate herself from Jax, and like she needs that support to like not go back, right? She doesn't have anyone else right now. Well, I think she has mentioned actually she was hooking up
now,
with someone,
but it's like, this was a year ago, right? Like, where she didn't have that, or she's trying to, but it's like you said, like, she has a serious boyfriend that like they're like locked in. Where Brittany's
like,
just, dating.
No one is concerned that Michelle is going back to Jesse. Like, they know she's making good choices. She's done, so she doesn't need like these little parties and stuff. But I could see like how she might have felt like she could have been rallied around a little bit more. But unfortunately, when it seems like a cheating situation, you do get a little bit less sympathy, even if she was justified in leaving Jesse because she had the other man. People are going to be a little bit less weary, like, or more weary about celebrating that. They're not
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
like,
you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but you're right because but I was definitely like, okay, well, it's kind of weird she's making Brit's moment about
yeah,
herself and like, yeah, I understand like needing the support there like for her mom. You know what I mean? But maybe they don't know,
hmm,
maybe the group doesn't is not like aware what's going on there, but
yeah,
I was like, okay, like she's being like, you got to just know when to like not make a moment about yourself and just like
hmm,
support your friends through it. And I guess it's like, I think she seemed more bothered by the fact that it's like, okay, we're all here like rallying around Brit and like here goes my problem right here, like right in my face. Like Jesse's
hmm,
awful too. He's done awful things to me just like Jax has done awful things to her, yet he's still in the
yeah,
group and he's still around. Where it seems like the
yeah,
girls are not really down with Jax and like having Jax around at all. They were talking big mess about him.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. What'd you think about the whole dark side Danny? Like he definitely seemed drunk, right? Like he definitely seemed like
Yeah,
his
and
lips
like,
were loose. Like
totally. And like, I think everyone is right that Nia does try to control his drinking.
she does.
He does try to hide it from her a little
When
bit.
when she came and sat down and was like, "Do you want a sip of this shot that they're trying to make me drink?" Like, sir, you was drinking that shot before I got
Yeah.
here.
And I think that's the problem, right? When you like, and she's not doing it because she's mean or controlling. She's looking out for him and
Yeah,
trying
she
to
just want
make
him to
him, and it,
embarrass himself.
totally. So she's being a great wife, and he owes her big time for that. But it's also like, yeah, that's breeding a place where when he is without her, he's going to like go crazy, right? Like he's like, oh, I'm away from the wife, I can drink. And then that's probably when these things happen with the ass grabbing and the Halloween because he doesn't have that person there telling him what to do and he goes crazy, which,
Right.
is not fair for Nia and it isn't good because when he is without her, something bad probably is going to happen. So I see everyone's point, but then I'm also like, he was drunk and loose lips, but he really wasn't. Like, we've seen drunk people on the show be ridiculous and crazy. He wasn't being that bad. So I kind of see like everyone's side of it where I see why they're on a reality show and everyone's being real and these two are like Nia keeps trying to hide his behavior, but
Yeah.
what wife wouldn't? Like, who would be like,
Yeah.
yeah, get drunk and make an ass out of yourself?
Yeah,
Like, that's,
exactly. Like she's just trying to keep him like he was like inserting himself into a conversation that like he probably didn't have any business inserting himself in, but obviously like he has feelings about Janet because I'm sorry, I'd have
mm-hmm.
popped Janet in her mouth the way she just keeps bringing up, oh, my husband's not the one grabbing ass and like,
Yeah.
you know, oh, here's dark side Danny, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, why do you keep bringing up something that he's apologized for, something that doesn't have anything to do with you? He didn't grab your ass, like, you know what I mean? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like people just kind of let her say it and it's like it's just so fake because even Jasmine's like in her face like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like
I know.
what the like it like he didn't grab your ass, like why do you keep bringing it up? He apologized, there's nothing he could do about it, like
Mm-hmm.
okay, he was inserting himself in a conversation because he was a little drunk. I'm glad his wife
Yeah.
got him out of there because maybe it
Mm-hmm.
would have gotten worse, but like
Yeah.
I just feel like everybody was so like for you to say that this man has a drinking problem because he gets a little belligerent when he's drunk is also like
Mm-hmm.
really excessive. Like I
Yeah.
will slap you, Janet. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm surprised she hasn't got popped in her mouth because she just talks
Mm-hmm.
crazy. She
I
just
know.
talks crazy. Like,
I think they just need to stop trying to make it a thing. If he gets drunk and does dumb stuff, it'll come out eventually. Like, just let him be. If she's always going to want to be there and control him, let them do that. And if he goes out alone and does something bad, like, that's going to come out. So just, they need to stop. Like, they're literally waiting. That whole night, they were just waiting for him to do something. And it wasn't
yeah.
even that bad what he
Yeah,
did.
they
Like, yeah,
were
he
waiting.
was being rude, but
He didn't, they were like literally waiting, but it's like if y'all
yeah,
would just shut up actually and let him, he's gonna talk himself in a hole or he's gonna end up
exactly.
embarrassing himself. And like because you guys are bringing it up and bringing it to his drunk mind, then he's like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
let me chill, let me leave, let me watch what
Yeah,
I
well,
say. I don't think, what did he even say that was rude? Like, I think he was like kind
nothing.
of referencing Janet making sly comments about him, but that's not what the conversation was about. Like, and it's just like
No.
his ass,
Yeah, and
drunk ass.
yeah, and Jason's like, you're being so weird. And it's like, yeah, if they would have all just chilled and let him keep going and not alerted Nia that he was being weird, it probably would have been whatever it is that they're seeing when the cameras aren't there. Like, they should have just let it go. And if he gets really weird, he does. And if he's just interrupts a few conversations, like it's reality TV. We want to see those little arguments. So who cares? Like, what's the big deal? So
yeah. Mm-mm.
they're making it a
They're
lot
trying
out
to
of
give
nothing.
Danny and Nia a storyline so bad.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's
Mhm.
ridiculous. So
Yeah. Well, they show Jack's getting out of rehab next week, and
I
I don't
didn't
think
see
it
that.
goes well.
I was literally waiting for the
Oh,
preview for
yeah.
next week at the end of mine. I didn't get no preview.
It wasn't on there. I just saw
Oh,
it on somebody's page.
oh,
I
okay,
think it was By Wig Hello Drama. She has a really good page on Instagram,
okay.
and she posts like a lot of after show clips. And yeah, she had the first 6 minutes of next week. They didn't put it at the end, but they have it
Right.
out now. So
Okay.
yeah, check it out. He's just yeah, he's very unlikable right now. Like he's always been messy Jacks that we like because he's messy, but it's just not cute
It's not
anymore.
likable.
And
Yeah.
no, and he's not happy about his stuff in garbage bags. So we'll
Oh, okay. He's gonna get pissed about that. All right. Well, I think if they
yeah,
were even in boxes, he would have been pissed about it. But whatever.
yeah, he definitely comes out not swinging,
Guns
thankfully,
blazing.
but
Guns.
yes, angry. So
Okay, well, we'll have to catch up on that next week. But can we get into
yes.
this Housewives recap? Because if you guys know, I'm a Housewives newbie. Okay, like Housewives is not my thing. Like
It's my
I'm
thing.
trying. It's her thing. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
into this Bravo land. And so I watched episode 1 of the Real Housewives of Miami, and oh my, I love it. Like I love
It's
it.
so
Like
good.
there's so much tea, so much like obviously like. I'm very familiar with Larsa Pippen because, I think we've seen her. She was friends with Kim Kardashian, and she's always in the
Yes.
blogs. So it was nice to see like a familiar face. Like I'm like, oh, okay, I know this girl, or I've heard of this
Yes.
story. So, yeah, and
Yeah,
you
it's
know
a
what
good
I
one.
really appreciated? I really appreciated like every like person that was on screen. They kind of gave a little bit of a backstory so
Yeah,
that
they
if
kind
this
of
is
caught us
your
up
first,
to speed.
yeah, if this is your first time watching, it's really easy to follow along because they give you a little backstory of each person that they're talking about and what storyline that they're talking about. And I think what was so shocking to me is you're going to have to help me out with the names because I don't know the names
Yeah.
yet.
I
But the
got you.
girl, the one who it was the start of the episode. Her husband
Alexia.
moved. Wait, did I hear this correctly? Her husband of 2 years secretly moved out of their apartment. She just comes home one day. He's gone. All his stuff is gone, and says, "I want a divorce."
Yes. And they just got married, like they showed on the show. I think it was 2022. And so, yeah, this has been in the press, obviously, when filming started. I think it was last year. And yeah, things were going great. They went out for dinner, had a fun night together. And then she came home and he had filed for divorce, moved out when she was out for the day in front of her kids. So, and they seem to be a good couple. Like they did show he does not get along great with her kids. She has a son that has a brain injury, and so he's like lives with her and is dependent on her. And so he's like, it's like I think he's in his 20s, but obviously it's like having a younger child around. And so I don't know how good he was with the kids. Like, we only see what's on TV, of course, but he wasn't like the best. So but like romantically, they seemed good. But obviously, if someone doesn't get along with your kids, that's a huge part of your life. So
Yes, especially your kid who lives with you.
yeah, yeah, a lot of people are speculating because you will see as the episode goes on, they are still hanging out
Like
together,
they're
and
like
she's
getting back together. So they're not officially divorced and they're hanging out together and everybody's like, what the hell? Like, why would you still be hanging out, hooking up and entertaining a guy who did this to you? Like,
yeah, and like almost immediately after this happened, they were spotted like out kissing in pools and on dinner dates. So, and she was calling herself married in this episode. So people, like conspiracy theorists out there, are speculating this was like a financial move. There's something going on financially where they need to like hide. The divorce basically is just on paper for money reasons and storyline maybe because obviously she seemed very upset. So either she's a really good actress or this is real because I think people just can't comprehend how do you have this good relationship? He blindsides you with divorce and now you're hanging out with him. So people
and
are
they're
trying to
not, the
find a
divorce is not
reason.
official.
So their divorce actually is finalized. In March it was finalized. So yeah, that was a very speedy divorce, which definitely lend some credence to those people saying it was a financial move, because these things usually drag out forever.
So they're
especially
divorced and still hanging out.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
did just see her give an interview where someone said, like, would you ever get married again? And she said to Todd only, like she would marry him again. So yeah, something fishy for sure is going on. But
Weird. I thought that like, I was like, dang, like that's crazy that her man would do that to her, and then even further, like that she would like get back with him. So yeah, definitely fishy, but definitely like starting the starting the
yes.
series with the bang, because I was like, I was locked in. So
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, obviously we have a whole season of seeing this play out, so I'm sure it will start to make a lot more sense. But you could see even the girls on the show are kind of like, oh, like, I'll set you up with someone. And she's like, no, I'm married. And they were like, what is happening?
yeah,
So,
like, are you, like, so
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens there. Because, yeah, it started off with the divorce and now they're hanging out. So,
yeah.
how do we get from A to B? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I will say my favorite housewife is you'll have to help me out with her name, the one who had the yacht, the one who was like, oh, I used to date the
Oh,
owner of
Kiki.
the yacht club. Kiki, she's funny.
Yes.
I like her.
She is. Yeah. Kiki's hilarious. I like her. I like Gertie too. I don't know. It looks like it's not going to be like an easy season for her. She's
Yeah,
usually,
Gertie's already off to a rough start. And her little outfit at the
yeah.
party, I was like, girl.
I know. I didn't know who it was at first. I was like, wait, who is that talking
Why would
to?
you wear that? Why would you wear
Yeah.
that anywhere, but like, let alone to a party in the daytime where everybody can see? Like, girl, I can see everything. Like, that's so crazy. I was like, ooh.
I know. She's gone through cancer and had a rough time, and everyone was like rallying around her in the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like not so much anymore.
Yeah,
She's kind
good.
of
Yeah,
on the
when
outs
she
with
said
everyone.
that she had to get lipo because of her boob, I was like,
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
though? Like, did you have to get lipo because your boob? Like, I'm not really sure how that correlates, but whatever, girl. If you
I
wanted to
know,
get
right?
that lipo, I guess.
I know. I'm like, if you have to get any kind of surgery for cancer, I feel like you are deserved to get whatever other surgeries you want to add
Yes,
on in there. And that's what I would
absolutely.
do too.
Me
I'd be like,
too.
yeah, I needed a facelift too. I don't know what
I
happened.
don't know. I just like needed my nose done because,
Yeah.
you know.
You might as well, right? If you
Right.
have to do a surgery, you might as well get some for fun too. I think
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
So,
fair.
but yeah. Yeah, usually I love Gertie. Hopefully we will this season. But yeah, it looks like a lot of
Yeah,
things
I guess
change.
I
So
didn't understand what the issue was with Gertie, because it's like she tried to get on the call, she wasn't able to.
yeah.
She wasn't the only person that wasn't on the call, and then she sent a message that I guess what's the other girl's name? The one who
Julia.
Julia
Julia.
felt was stale, but it's like, why aren't you mad at everyone else? If she wasn't the only one that couldn't get on the call, like she tried, she attempted to. What's the
Yeah, I thought that
problem?
was strange. It would be so hard to get that many people on a call and at a time. And I'm assuming probably something happened, like it got delayed and then she had a meeting. So I don't know why she was so mad. Or obviously it was big news, but she didn't know what the news was going to be. And she did say, like, can you send me another link? She tried to get back on. So I don't know
Yeah.
why. Can we talk about Julia and her wife? That's Martina. I'm not sure how to say it. Not Nartalova. She's a big tennis player, like a
Okay.
big tennis star. But she's 68.
Okay.
And Julia's 52, and I'm like, that I don't think I would want to have babies at 68. But that's just as someone who had babies in my 30s, and I was like, this is tiring as hell. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't
like
know.
they have, yeah. How many children do they have at this point?
Well, she's got Julia has grown children in, like, I want to say 20s, maybe even
Yeah.
30s, like
Yeah.
older children.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just adopted two baby boys,
Right.
like babies. So I don't know. That just
Some
seems
people
like
really love being
exhausting.
parents. Some people just
True.
really love being parents, and that's like their thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do it at 60, I guess more power to you. Like, that's crazy. I thought I heard her say at some point in the episode that they have like the boys completed their family, but they have a girl or something. Do they have a little girl or something?
Yeah, they have
Okay.
older girls.
Oh, older girls.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe these are their first, like, babies, like
Kids,
small
like baby.
children at
Oh,
home.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, because my youngest is 5, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss the baby stage, I miss babies. But that's just like the delusional part of my brain. And when I really think about it, I'm like, no, this is amazing to be out of that stage and other fun things come along in life. And you gotta like look forward rather than like if I did decide to have a baby now, it's like it just changes everything. And for your older kids too, but I guess theirs are grown and gone, I think. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm thinking about it too much from like a not the like sweet lovey part and just the like how tiring like a 5 and 9 year old and then doing that at like 75 to 80. I'm like, I don't know if I could do
Yeah.
it, but
That's crazy.
maybe you forget, I think. I already forget what it was like. So I'm like, I imagine like 20 to 30 years on from having a baby, you're like, they'll be so fun and cute and forget like it will be exhausting. So
Yeah.
but I know they wanted to. I think they were trying to adopt for a long time. So
Yeah.
happy for them.
Happy for them.
I'm just thinking
To each
logistically.
their
So
own shit. Not my pig, not
yes,
my farm. Y'all want to have them
very true.
kids? Like, go ahead, I guess. Like, that's your
Yes.
problem.
And I think obviously when you're in a good financial position and you can afford nannies and help, you're not like 24/7
For
like up
sure.
with babies. You get a little break and might help a lot for
For
sure. So
sure. Yeah.
good for them.
Good for them.
Not what I would do, but good for them.
Good for them.
But a lot of
Absolutely.
grandparents do a lot of the work, so I guess it's all the
It's the
same.
same
Like,
thing. Yeah, they're
mhm.
definitely grandparent age, but whatever.
Yeah, they even said that at the episode, so we're not shading them. They said at one point, like, we could be grandparents. So
They probably, if their kids are in their 20s, they probably should have just waited for some grandchildren because it's
yeah,
probably coming soon. So, like,
exactly. That's why I think people love being grandparents so much because you get a little bit of it, but it's not like the full 24/7 exhaustion of having babies
right,
around. So,
right, right.
yes. So, what do you think about Lisa and Larsa's fight about Marcus? And you know who Marcus is?
Yes, Marcus is
Okay.
Michael Jordan's son, right?
Yes. So you
Yes,
know how odd that is because
yes,
Michael
because
and Scotty were
played on a team together.
teammates.
Yeah, so I do know the
Yes.
Larsa tea because, like I
Okay.
said, I'm like she's on the shade room all the time, and I be all up in the shade room. But so I
Love
do
it.
know like it was like this big deal because Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan played together, and like she knew Marcus like as a
As a
child,
baby.
as a
Hmm.
baby, and then grew up and you start banging him. Like it's a little strange. It's a little weird. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing so many articles and like clips of them talking about their sex life and how they just do it all the time and it's so great and
Yeah.
my man,
Like
my
four
man, my
times a
man.
day.
Yeah, my man, my man, my man. I always think that's the most embarrassing when a woman is like my manning so hard and then it's like they break up like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think I just seen you probably or maybe you do know who like Bundle of Brittany is and Kevin Gates. Like there was like this viral video of her being like, his name echoes in every chamber of my heart. Like, and then it's like 30 days
Oh
later and
no.
they're getting a divorce. Oh my God! Like it's just so embarrassing. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
That
So I
jinxes it.
do. Yeah, it jinxes it. So I I knew that they had like a makeup breakup situation. So I mean I get it, right? Like I was trying to understand. I'm
Yeah.
personally, I don't know. It's just like I just like as my best friend, like, and she kept saying best friend, like
Hmm.
I wouldn't
See, I,
necessarily be hanging out or around my best friend's ex. And if you want me
yeah.
to now I get her point. Like, I can't help what my man does. I can't control what he does, but you can control you following him.
Yes.
You know
I
what I mean?
agree with that. Yeah, when I went to BravoCon in 2023, at the Miami panel, I was sitting right behind Marcus and Jody. That's Lisa's boyfriend, and they
Mm.
were like hanging out together, sitting together. Obviously, they're at an event for the girls, so I know she said at one point like they're not friends; they just talk when it concerns us. So that was an event concerning them. So I'm not necessarily saying they were best friends, but they did seem to have like a friendship.
Mm.
So that's hard because it's like my girlfriend said I can't hang out with you because you broke up with her friend. Like if they were naturally friends that did things, I don't think that they were though. So I agree with Larsa that Lisa shouldn't be following him anymore. But I do think she did the right thing. She didn't go to like the dinner. She left. She didn't hang out with him. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think she should have told Jody you can't either or
Um. Okay. So, how long have Jody and Lisa been together?
I think they've been together for like 2.5 years, I want to say.
Okay, so a good amount
Yeah.
of time, and Larsa and Marcus have been together. So I'm assuming it's been a few years. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I think that you can give your input on what you think your man should do, but you can't necessarily control what they do. I thought it
Yeah.
was really rude of Larsa to say like, "Oh, you don't have any influence on the dick you're sucking every night." Like that was like a lot. I
Yeah.
felt like that conversation could have gone a lot smoother if both of them had watched their tone, but that's probably why you shouldn't have serious conversations when there's alcohol involved. I
Yeah.
think that both of them had valid points, but I think that the only thing that Lisa should have done differently is not follow him. Like I didn't stay at the
Yes.
dinner. I did tell Jody, you know, he's the ops. Like, you know what I mean? But I can't help it if he doesn't feel like he's the ops. Like if he wants to
Yeah.
continue, rather you know him through us or not, or rather you guys hang out because of us or not. I can't interpret your friendship. If you consider this man a friend, you want to hang out with him, even if he's hanging out with
Yeah.
you just to like get me riled up, like
Mm-hmm.
all I could do is, as your friend, I can choose not to communicate with him and be around him and be friends with him. Like I can't control what my man does, but I
Yeah.
do think her still following him, it was like, okay, that's where
Yeah,
you're
that's
going
weird.
wrong. You know, that's where you're going wrong. And I think like as far as their little argument at the end of the episode, like I think that Larsa overreacted. She heard the words fake breakup and was like, "Oh, how dare you call it a fake breakup?" And I think that Lisa meant that first breakup wasn't a real
The
breakup because
Super Bowl one.
yeah,
Do you remember
it
that?
wasn't I don't remember it, but
Oh.
obviously to the fact of like if y'all broke up 3 more times after this
Yeah.
for to get to a real one, this first one wasn't a real one because and it wasn't obviously if you guys got back together. I'm not saying that this fourth one that it was the final one wasn't a real breakup. Like so I think Larsa was so focused on the fake breakup, fake breakup, fake breakup. Like she's saying that first one was fake. She's not saying that this one's fake. But would tell me about the Super Bowl one.
Yeah, the first time they broke up,
Uh-huh.
I think it was Larsa posted it in the middle of the Super Bowl. And so they were making headlines during the Super Bowl. So it was sort of like a little bit of an ego thing where it's like the Super Bowl is on right now and all the headlines are about me and Marcus breaking up. So I don't know if it was fake. It came off as fake because they got back together a few days later and were hanging out. So it's like you posted during the Super Bowl for all this attention and now you're back together. So that's, I think Lisa was valid in calling that fake. I don't think you're right. Like Larsa just heard the words fake breakup and thought she meant now. And I think Lisa did keep trying to explain.
She
No,
kept
just the
trying to
first
say
one.
it. Yeah, she kept trying to say she didn't want to hear it. You know what I
And
mean?
it sounds like they left a party, and if it was a Super Bowl party, and they left a party. She didn't really give us more information on that, but if they left a party and she had Jody leave a party and then it turned out to be not a real breakup, I'm sure that's what was going on in this situation of seeing him out for dinner. She's not going to be like, you have to leave right now. He'd probably be like, they're going to be back together in like a week. Who cares?
Yeah, and
So,
to their point, like when you do have a couple that like makes up, breaks up, like I don't want to have all this smoke for him and then you guys get back together and then I just had all this smoke for him. Like, you know what I mean? And then
yeah.
it's weird when I'm in front of him, you know? So it's like now it does seem like maybe Larsa and him are done for real this time. And so now she wants everybody to like rally behind her because it's like, no, it's for real this time. Like it's for real this time. But it's like, okay, well, we thought it was for real the first 3 times, and I treated this man like garbage,
Yeah.
and then it's weird when you guys get back together. But I do
Yeah.
think it was the conversation just like took a turn because when you start calling names and like then it becomes it's not about what we're talking about anymore. Now it's about you're disrespecting me, you're calling me names,
Yeah.
get out of my house. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have kicked her out of my house too if she started calling me
Yeah.
stupid, started calling me a stupid bee, started calling me. So I do feel like all the girls being like, "Oh, that's so wrong. It's so rude for you to kick her out." It's so rude for her to sit here and call me a bitch. Like we can have a conversation
Yeah.
without you calling me a bitch because either you get out my house or we gonna fight. Like which one's more embarrassing? Which one's more rude? Because you call me a bitch again in my house, I'm gonna fucking slap you. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, Larsa was being brutal. Like she was being so rude, saying so many names. So I think getting kicked out was valid.
so
So
what the hell was the comment like? Everyone knows what you are.
yeah.
What the hell was that? What the
I
hell was that?
mean, it could be referencing so many things, but there's the whole Marcus of it all being a child when she met him. That's weird. And I don't know. I think she has like an OnlyFans, but no one, it is what it is. I don't think anyone's, I don't know. Like I said, it could be referencing a lot because there's been a lot of stories about Larsa out there. So I don't know specifically what she meant. But
how old is Larsa?
50.
Okay, that's what I thought. She looks great for 50.
Yeah,
my God, she does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All these women kind of look the same, but like, I'm like, they're all like blonde with the extensions. Yeah. I'm like, who's who with the filler?
I know. When she said Marcus likes to be in the club till the janitors show up, I was like, at this big age, I could never.
How old is Marcus?
I think he's like, I want to say like 32, 30-ish. Okay, so like he's not like 22. Okay, so he's still a little
Marcus. What's his last name? Jordan. Jordan. Marcus Jordan. He's 34. So yeah, that's still old. Yeah. That's still too old to be trying to be in the club until the lights come on. But
yeah, I like to leave it around midnight. That's a nice time.
Okay, well in LA, actually, people get to the club at midnight.
No, I would never survive. Yes, I like to go
that's what time 10. People kind of get there. 11:30, like a little early. 12, you get there, and it's really stupid because it closes at 2. So everyone typically gets there 11:45, 12, and then you leave by like 1:15.
You just make an appearance.
1:30 latest. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I don't go to the club anymore, but back in my day, yeah, I used to be outside.
Yeah, that's too late for me.
Yeah, nowadays I'm in bed by 10. But yeah.
Once in a while. When I come visit you, we'll make it out late. Once in a while, I stay till it closes, and I'm like, oh, that was impressive. And that's never happening again for like 2 years. So.
It's impressive. But yeah, I think, I don't know. Do you feel like Larsa and Lisa will be able to mend what the hell's happening, or?
I think so. I mean, that was the other thing with her calling Lisa her best friend. Like, they have had their ups and downs. They've had fights before. So I think they'll work it out. I think Larsa probably feels hurt because she was there. Like, Lisa's divorce was really tumultuous and there was like court stuff involved. And I guess Larsa testified. I didn't know about that. So I see why she's feeling a little hurt, like you're not having my back now. But then, like, to your point, if you're on and off with someone, you can't really, it's not like a divorce, right? If it's just a boyfriend you might be dating again in a week, we can't really be too mean to this guy until give it some time. Like, Larsa needs to give it like 6 months, and like, we're done with that guy. Okay, now we can all like block him and not talk to him.
I do think that at the very least, Lisa should have unfollowed him. You know what I mean? But it seems like Larsa's more upset with the relationship that Jody has with Marcus, which I think she definitely needs to come to an understanding that I cannot control that. I understand that you think I should be able to control that, but I can't. So I can control what I can do as your friend, which I can promise you that I'm not going to be around him. And part of that is unfollowing him, which I feel like is a simple click. Like, it shouldn't be that much. I think that's the only place that Lisa is in the wrong, is like, unfollow the guy and you make sure that you don't have a relationship with him now, and encourage Jody not to either. That's all Lisa can really do. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens
for
in
sure.
The next few episodes.
I'm interested. So, I'm hooked, and I'm excited to like have my first like Housewives experience. Like, because I've watched like a few episodes of like Atlanta and Potomac, and I think Salt Lake City, because like my girlfriends watch it, so it'll be on, and I'll be like, oh my God, like this is so good. Like, I'm gonna watch this, but then I'm like, oh, I gotta go back, and it's like, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's all these seasons. So I'm like, you know what? I'm overwhelmed. I can't do it. But I have watched like so I'm excited to like jump into the Miami pond.
It's a good place to start here, I think. They gave a lot of good backstory. Okay. So we can just pick it up where it is. We'll be back with Love Island USA soon, and obviously more Bravo next week.
Yes, we'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Bye.